Welcome back to week 3. You'll never believe this, but I lost by 1 game again. Now, I forgot everything that I wanted to say in this video, so fuck it. Let's just go for it and start flying. Man, it feels good to follow your moral compass, and you guys even saw it last week in week 2's video, which was an absolute banger. Also, I actually won my fantasy matchup, so things truly are starting to look up and turn around for me. However, it's just progress and we still have a long ways to go, so you know I'm putting in the hard work. And being the best possible version of myself, and I just know that week 3 is going to be my best damn week yet. I will never get complacent, I will never stop striving to get better. Let's be honest, the Bengals threw this game away. The Bears are an organization currently seeping in idiocy and corruption. Da Bears got extremely lucky in this one, and there are a few other teams in a similar boat here in week 2, but this was by far just the worst of the bunch, and I couldn't let some of these slide. Seahawks. Oh, I don't know what happened. I just guess some teams wanted to throw away a free, guaranteed, easy W. Shrug. Raiders, Steelers. All I have to say is 1, injuries honestly ended up deciding this game, and 2, the Raiders and Derek Carr have earned my respect. There's quite a lot I want to say, or wanted to say at least, but you know, to be honest, I can't really remember it all, and when we get into the future matchups for week 3, the matchups coming up soon, well, yeah, let's just say we'll discuss it then, because you know I'm gonna ramble on for quite some time. So, if I don't stop myself now, I will just keep on keeping on. Also, real quick, the Thursday night matchup, again, it doesn't count, we don't bet on it, but if you had to choose one, I believe it's Panthers versus Texans. Yeah, it is. Panthers, Texans. Panthers are at the Texans. Can we just have a moment of silence for Tyrod Taylor? That man is so unlucky, and he played so fucking good in just like one and a half games. You know, like that guy was shit, man. 10 of 11, a rushing touchdown, like in against the Browns, which is a really good defense, a really good team that's a threat this year to make a deep playoff run. So, moment of silence for Tyrod Taylor, because that guy has just really gotten the short end of the stick for a long time now, and someone should pay him a little respect. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So let's take that moment right now. All right. That being said, I would bet on the Panthers. The Panthers are here, guys. The Panthers have proven to me with a dominant win over the Saints that they are for real. So the Panthers are definitely going to be a team that we are keeping a close eye on because they seem legit. Sam Darnold looks a lot better. DJ Moore is a stud receiver on my fantasy team as well. And so is Cooper Kupp, by the way. Woo woo, fuck yeah. Speaking of the thumbnail for this video, there's really interesting picks coming up, or at least one that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. And it might be a smart bet. Now, if you bet with spread, I think it's definitely a smart bet, although I'm not sure what the spread is for the match, but we will get into that later. Obviously, we don't use spread here, but it's always something to keep in mind if you do bet, you know, against or with the spread, or however you decide you're going to spend your money in which type of betting situation or gambling pool, because that's your choice, man. And I hope you make the right one. All I'm here to do is offer as much information as I can possibly give you, and just have a good time in general, you know? So with that being said, let's get right started into week 3, because yeah, I had so much actually like interesting and funny shit I wanted to say, but it's completely gone now. I'm an airhead. What can I say? I'm half blonde, half brunette, bro. I'm dirty blonde, so it's like, you know, I'm fun in bed, but I'm also smart. But then sometimes it's like vice versa, so it's like I can be bad in bed, but also I'm really dumb. So it's like, I don't know. You get the best and the worst of me. Anyways, let's just move on. Week 3, Colts at the Titans. So even if Carson Wentz was starting, not going to lie to you, I'd pick the Titans at home. The Titans probably shouldn't have beat the Seahawks. The Seahawks really let them back into that game, and the Seahawks cost themselves that match, in my opinion. Like, the Seahawks threw that game away. But the Titans did really good. They showed resiliency. Derrick Henry, the king, is back. Oh my god. Fuck yeah. Not for me. I have Ryan Tannehill and AJ Brown. It was a close one for me in fantasy, but we won it, so it's okay. The king is back. So good for Derrick Henry. Colts at the Titans. We definitely go with the Titans here. Jacob Eason, I believe, here is the backup for the Colts. I don't even know who the fucking Colts quarterback is, dude. Like, I don't even know who that is. I don't know who it is. It might not even be that guy. That's just what I heard recently. If I had recorded this video like a day earlier, I would have said, I honestly don't know who the fuck their quarterback is. So, we are obviously picking the Titans here. And, yeah, just credit to the Titans, man. It's nice to see them back in action. And I got some things I want to say about the Seahawks matchup coming up as well, but we'll save it, I promise. Falcons at the Giants up next. Them goddamn dirty birds, dude. So the Giants, like I always say, they had more time to prepare and rest. And I think Saquon Barkley, if he comes back, it's going to be in this game, you know? Like, this is going to be the game that proves, like, okay, I'm good, guys. I'm fully back from injury. I'm getting a full workload going off. He was my first round pick in the fantasy draft, so he better fucking do it. And even though the Giants are at home, I liked what I saw from Matty Ice against the Bucs, despite the interceptions, despite the turnovers. I know the Falcons, I always bet on this team when I shouldn't. It's addicting to me. It's addictive. And the Giants, God, I feel like the Giants are going to win this logically. But something is telling me that the Falcons aren't starting the season 0-3. I think the Giants are. You know, this is a battle of 0-2 teams. This is a battle to see which team is worse. And quite honestly, the way that the Giants lost to Washington on Thursday last week, I don't know. I really don't. I just don't trust the Giants to win. I don't. They're supposed to have like a good defense, a solid defense, and a bunch of weapons on the offense. That's not what they look like when I see them. What they look like is a bunch of children that should be in the junior league of throwing footballs. I don't understand it, but that's what the Giants are. Matty Ice, apparently, over the past 14 seasons, has the most passing yards of any player in the NFL. That's insane. I'm going to go with Matty Ice, Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley, and I think they're going to get it done. You know, I'm not going to say Russell Gage, because, like, come on, it's Russell Gage. Like, who gives a shit? But Cordero Patterson looking like a real threat for that offense as well. We got to say that. And then the defense, the defense is the defense. But, again, it's the Giants, you know? I mean, they're going to drop the balls Daniel Jones throws accurately, and then the rest of them aren't going to be thrown accurately. So there you go. That's the Giants. I'm going to go with the Falcons here, which, to me, you know, that's a surprise to me that I'm picking Falcons, but I'm going with them dirty birds, man. I just got a good feeling about them here in week 3. Chargers at the Chiefs is up next. I'm not going to waste your time whatsoever here. I know I ramble on way too much in these videos, but I have so much I need to say about these matchups, and I just love talking about football. So, you know, I don't know. It feels like I'm talking with my boys while watching a football game in the back. It's like the Manning's broadcast on Monday night. It's so fun to watch. Like, that's just, for me at least, it's just a really enjoyable way to talk and watch football. I don't know. Either way, we're going with the Chiefs at home. I know the Ravens, like, beat them, like, in an upset or whatever. But let's be honest. If the running back didn't fumble the ball like he shouldn't have, the Chiefs easily win that game with a reliable kicker in Harrison Butker. So, like I said, the Chiefs should have won that game. You know, there was so many close games that I ended up losing in the Week 2 recap, which were bullshit. And if they had just gone a slightly different, I would have won the entire pool. I would have won my first pool on this series, and that would have been awesome. But, you know, it wasn't in the cards, so we got to strive to be even better. And that's what I'm doing right here. So, we're going with the Chiefs here. Bengals at the Steelers. Now, originally I was going to go with the Steelers at home. But with the amount of injuries the Steelers have and the uncertainty around all of these players, look, if they end up playing, they're going to win. But if they end up not, I think the Bengals actually are going to win. The Bengals have burned me. I picked against them in Week 1, I lost. I picked for them in Week 2, I lost. There's a few teams I cannot pick right for. And the Bengals, I hope it's not a trend. I hope we end it here. I'm actually picking the Bengals to win this one. That 3 interceptions on 3 pass attempts was an anomaly from Joe Burrow. I know he's going to bounce back this week against tough Steelers defense, but missing a few of their prime time players, and Big Ben dealing with an injury. So it's either Big Ben, who's already not that good at 39, hampered by an injury, or it's going to be a backup quarterback. So I have faith in the Bengals to get it done. We're going with the Bengals here. Next, we have the Bears at the Browns. The Bears won as I said earlier, because the Bengals threw the game away. The Bears didn't win. They basically just didn't lose. So, to me, it's obvious we're going with the Browns. And, you know, Odell might be back this week. There's a few things with the Browns. A good offensive line. Baker Mayfield is playing solid football right now. Nick Chubb, obviously, is a beast, and he's humble as shit. I like him. He's cool. And the defense, obviously, has a bunch of first-round talent on it. So, I just don't think a Bears team with a really overrated Justin Fields or, you know, Andy Dalton. And give Andy Dalton credit. He got revenge. He got his revenge game against the Bengals. Good for him. Justin Fields came in and looked like absolute dog shit in that game as well. But it is what it is. I guess Bears fans are still going crazy for the guy. I don't understand it personally as a Bears fan. But, hey, you know, you guys do you until we get competent upper management and all that echelons. So I will just enjoy football as a sport instead of cheering for individualistic teams. But hey, it's a good way to win money is to not be biased. So realistically, the Browns at home should beat the Bears. I know you guys think I just am picking against the Bears every time, but let's be honest. They should be starting the season 0-3, and we all know this. Okay, so next up, we have the Ravens at the Lions. Now, I was going to pick the Lions.
You what?
Because I was like, not against the Ravens, but before I saw how they were playing, I was thinking to myself, wow, they're actually solid, you know? Like, they're putting up a fight against the Packers, and then the game gets out of hand, right? They almost make a comeback against the 49ers, but they can't convert on 4th and 9 or 4th down, whatever the distance was. I'm going to go with the Ravens here. Just, the Ravens are coming off a nice win, even though they shouldn't have had it, and, I mean, it's the Lions. Pretty sure Jeff Okudah's out for the season. That's kind of been a draft bust, hasn't it? But either way, we'll go with the Ravens here. Next, we have the Saints at the Patriots. I'm picking the Saints, and it's mainly because I just think that Week 2 was more of a... I don't think Week 2 was a trend. The Patriots lose to a Dolphins team that isn't looking that good by 1 point. The Patriots beat the Jets, but not really that convincingly or dominantly. And Mac Jones, you know, I think we're starting to see some of the weaknesses of his game despite what New England coaches are saying. So I'm going to go with the Saints here because I feel like Famous Jameis will have a bounce back. I didn't realize it, but Famous Jameis against the Panthers is notoriously pretty bad when he played for the Saints. Or what the fuck am I talking about? He plays for the Saints now. When he played for the Buccaneers, he always threw interceptions and he just didn't do really good. So I should have noticed the trend and picked the appropriate team, which was the Panthers, to win it. Unfortunately for me, I didn't understand that was a statistic at the time, and so I picked what team I believed was better due to the Week 1 matchup. So, or Week 1 final game results, I should say. So, again, we're going Saints over Patriots. Next up, we have the Cardinals at the Jaguars. We're going to pick the Cardinals, and the Jaguars don't deserve a discussion. Washington at the Bills. Washington, like I keep saying, they had a lot of time to rest, a lot of time to prepare. But the Bills at home, while Washington has a backup quarterback, yeah, I think that the Bills should win this game, and the Bills are going to win this game, more importantly. So we're going with the Bills at home. And keep in mind, the Washington football team lost to a Chargers team, which is yet to put over 21 points. And they almost lost to the Giants, and they would have if Dexter Lawrence hadn't jumped off sides. So the Washington name redacted has not looked very good whatsoever this season. So we can't put name value on them. 1, because they don't have a name, and 2, because they haven't done anything this season to gain praise as they're going to beat a potential top 12, top 10 unit in the Bills. I just don't see that. Jets at the Broncos. The Broncos are starting the season 3-0, guys. How insane is that? Zach Wilson looked like a huge draft bust. First throw of the game was an interception. Threw 4 total interceptions. Zach Wilson's looking horrible. Zach Wilson is looking how I imagine Patrick Mahomes would have looked if he had started his rookie season. They're very similar in that, ceiling range of talent. Except the thing is, Patrick Mahomes was handled properly. Great head coach, great supporting cast, while Zach Wilson went to the shitty team. And Zach Wilson was thrown into the fire right away. New head coach, and not a lot of supporting cast. Whereas, when you have a quarterback whisperer as your head coach that lets you sit and teaches you things, and, you have a veteran quarterback, I believe Alex Smith was there at the time they drafted Mahomes, to teach you as well, I mean, that's insane. I mean, imagine having Alex Smith, Andy Reid to teach you, and then you get to throw to weapons like Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill on your first, passing attempts. And then everyone else on the team, maybe they don't have the name value, but they can run fucking 4-3 times in the 40-yard dash. They're insanely fast. And then, the defense is alright. The defense ain't that great. I'll give you that one. The defense has never, been a top 5, top 8 unit, They've been alright, but they ain't been that. They ain't that guy. I'll tell you that right now. Anyways, we're going with the Broncos. Dolphins at the Raiders. I thought about this a lot. Like I said, the Raiders have earned my respect, and I would gamble a venture on the Dolphins. However, the Raiders, I've been burned by them twice. I've picked against them twice. I've lost twice. I have to just accept my losses and move on. We're going with the Raiders at home here. And the reasoning why is Dolphins' Tua Tagovailoa is either playing injured or not at all. And if he does play, he's going to have a flak jacket, which will slow movement speed down a little bit. And his game is improvising. That's what he's best at. He can improvise a little bit. He doesn't have the best arm. Not the most accurate, not the strongest, but he can improvise with his legs and create space where there shouldn't be any. That's a strength of his. And if it's Jacoby Brissett, who I like to call Jacoby Brissett, I don't know, I just do. I doubt that he'll beat the Raiders. So either way, I think the Raiders are going to win this one guaranteed. Now that I said the word guaranteed, the Dolphins are going to somehow pull off an upset after dropping 0-35 on the Bills. But it is what it is, so yeah. We're going with the Raiders, and we're just going to hope that one doesn't bite me in the ass, being a cocky bastard. Seahawks at the Vikings. Here we go. I think this is the afternoon game at 1:25 or something. I looked up Kirk Cousins' record against the Seahawks, and I forget what it said, but I think it's a losing record. And then I looked up his record on Monday, or primetime afternoon games. Couldn't really find anything definitive, but it's a losing record for primetime. And then I looked up his record against winning teams, and it's 8 wins and 30-something losses in his career, and then it's way less wins and way less losses on the Vikings, but it's still a negative KD ratio, if you will. So we're going to pick the Seahawks here. Originally, I was going to pick the Vikings in week 3 and have the reasoning of they're too good to start 0-3. They aren't going to be 0-3, they have fought the Cardinals, and they fought the Bengals, and it was overtime and a kick, and it really came down to close little calls. They could easily be 2-0, guys. Easily start the season undefeated, but they didn't, and that's the thing. We can't play that game of what ifs, because everyone's a loser in what if. Everyone can be a loser, everyone can be a winner in the game of what if this happened, what if they didn't do that, It's not a healthy game to play. So, we are going with the Seahawks, even though they're away, and the reasoning behind that is just the Seahawks are too good of a football team to lose to the Vikings, although I could definitely see the Vikings winning this one. This is one I'm definitely split on myself and could honestly be swayed either way, but for me, the Seahawks are going to edge this one out because I believe in Russell Wilson's talent way more than I believe in Kirk Cousins' talent. Even though Kirk Cousins has started off the season really impressively with no interceptions and I believe 5 touchdowns. So, he's doing good in that regard. However, it's just the Bengals defense and it was the Cardinals defense. Although the Cardinals defense looked good in week 1, week 1 can sometimes be a little sneaky bastard, a little conniving, right? And I won't give you any more analogies, but you can imagine. Week 1 is not exactly the most truthful. I'll say that. Next up, we have the Bucks at the Rams. We're picking the Rams, and no, it's not because they're at home. No, it's not because of Matthew Stafford. It's because of Brandon Staley, the defensive coordinator, and the defense. This is the best defense the Bucks are facing probably all season. It's the best defense they've faced so far, guaranteed. And I think they're going to honestly destroy Brady here. Brady struggles against heavy pass rush because he cannot avoid it. He can maneuver in the pocket well, but he can't extend plays in any other way. He can throw the ball away. If you create pressure, the way Khalil Mack did against him, I believe it was last season when Nick Foles beat him again, which is funny to me, but yeah, Nick Foles beat him as the quarterback for the Bears, then you're going to force him to make mistakes. You're going to help that process. He's going to throw an interception. He's going to fumble. He's going to have incompletions. It won't be a great completion percentage. He'll throw the ball away more than he needs to. He'll get nervous. Little paranoid pressure in the pocket. This happens to him. It does. People only say good things about Brady. However, he has struggled against elite pass rushes since joining the Bucs. He does significantly better against a good defensive coverage than he does against a good front seven. And the proof was last year. You saw the games that they lost. Elite pass rush, heavy pass rush was the key to victory in the Bears win. And some other teams, I forget the teams. It's been like a year, you guys. Come on. But still, I think that Aaron Donald, plus with Jalen Ramsey shutting down Mike Evans most likely, I think that defense is so good schematically and talent-wise. They're going to be able to shut down the Bucs offense, and Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford connection. Hopefully it's still thriving and driving, because that's my fantasy receiver right there, Cooper Kupp, #1 in all fantasy football right now. And I was honestly, I wanted Robert Woods, but he got taken right before me, so I'm like, I want a piece of that Rams offense, so I took him. And fuck yeah, thank God I did. Oh my God, I'm so happy about that now. Looking back on it, this is why you can't panic when your player you want gets taken, because you never know. You never really know in fantasy football. Anyways, sorry about that. Sorry. That's not what we're talking about. What? But, yeah, so let me mark it here on my sheet. Rams, using my red pen because it improved our record, and I'm really liking it, so I'm happy with it so far. We picked the Rams. This is my upset pick of the week. Even though the Rams are at home, and you're like, well, these two teams are pretty evenly matched. I think everyone's picking the Bucs. I haven't looked at the spread. I don't know who's favored in this one. But how could it not be the Bucs? Everyone is so on their dicks, riding it hard, man. I just think the Rams get it done. This is Matthew Stafford's test. If he wins this game, if he plays good against that defense. If he plays good against this defense, man, I'm telling you right now, he's that guy. Because up to this point, it would be smart to bet on Matthew Stafford not beating an elite team. However, I think, I told you guys, I'm not a Matthew Stafford hater. I'm putting my money on Matthew Stafford right now. Right here, right now, on video. I believe in Matthew Stafford. I believe in the Rams over the Bucs, over Tom Brady, over all that talent they have. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Robert Gronkowski, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, if those guys are still on the team as tight ends 2 and 3, whatever. Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, top 3 offensive line in football and a top 5 defense with a competent head coach and really talented young coordinators. Young compared to Bill Belichick. Either way, sorry. I don't remember the exact age of their coordinator. I think they have... I don't know who their offensive coordinator is, but I think their defensive coordinator is Todd Bowles, former head coach. So they have a lot of talent and experience on that roster and team. And I'm betting it all on Mr. 3-year-old drinks coffee, Sean McVay. So be wary with this one. But my upset pick of the century, man, is the Rams. I made a huge case for the Bucs, but something is telling me the Rams. Pick the Rams. And I'm going to follow my heart. I'm following my moral compass, my instinct. Always striving to be the best possible version of myself. Always trying to be the best possible version of myself, man. And that's what this is about. I would rather lose with my picks than win with someone else's. That's something you should always keep in mind. Sorry for the long discussion and rant after the fact about it, but I thought that was just an interesting matchup, and something around those lines is gonna be my thumbnail, because the title of the video is all the same except for changing the week number and the year, and but the thumbnails are same background but different text and different pictures typically, so we'll see how it goes. But I think the Rams-Bucs matchup, that upset underdog century story, something like that, it's gonna be a hell of a game. I'm watching that one for sure, dude. Okay, next up, we have the Packers at the 49ers. I'm picking the Packers even though they're away, and the Packers get home field advantage because the refs are extremely biased towards them.
I'm picking the Packers away.
Because the 49ers are dealing with kind of a lot of injuries, specifically at running back. And the Packers are not dealing with very many injuries. They have their quarterback, they have their running back, they have their receiver, they have their tight end. They have a very solid offensive line. And I think they're missing their best pass rusher, Zadarius Smith, on defense, but I'm not 100% on that. And also, other than that, I think they still have Jair Alexander, who's a top 5 corner probably still. You know, believe me, I'm not trying to watch Packers games, but that guy's talented. So if he's still healthy, he's a top 5 corner in my opinion. And yeah, we're picking the Packers over the Niners. I don't know. I don't believe in Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, I think he's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo choke this week. So I think the Packers will win that one. And I don't even think it's going to be that close. I think it's going to be a multi-possession like game, multi-score game. Eagles at the Cowboys. Now, I've thought about this one a lot. Looking at the Eagles and Cowboys injury lists, I don't have it in front of me right now. I'm just going off of memory from like, you know, a little while ago and when I watched all the games on Sunday and Monday and Thursday, whatever. But the Cowboys typically struggle at away games, although they're coming off a win from an away game. And I gambled on it and I won that gamble. I've been good at picking the Cowboys games. I've won them both. So let's keep that trend alive. Eagles at the Cowboys. If the Eagles were at home, I actually would have picked them as an upset pick. However, the Cowboys are at home. The Eagles are missing weapons, and Jalen Hurts has been grounded since playing against the Falcons, who everyone looks good against, okay? Everyone looks good against the Falcons, unless they're just having a really shitty day or they drink some vodka before the fucking game. And even though I picked the Falcons, I think that Daniel Jones is going to get into the liquor cabinet before the game. So, that's my reasoning. I know, very smart. Very intellectual remark. What was that comment? Okay. I don't think that was a real sentence. So like I said, we're picking the Cowboys at home, and man, I'm telling you, the Cowboys at home. Dak Prescott, he didn't look amazing week 2, but he definitely is like there. And Ezekiel Elliott started to get loose a little. And Tony Pollard is a really nice compliment to him, a nice 1-2 punch, because Tony Pollard's a lot faster. He has like a quickness in his step, a little speed, which is really going to help. Amari Cooper plays better at home games than he does away games, so that's something to consider. I don't know why that is, it just is. So the Cowboys are at home. So that's why we're picking the Cowboys. On top of an improving defense, like I said, it's still not going to be elite, you guys. Don't get me confused with someone that's like a homer and saying like, oh, they are completely amazing, changed. No. They're improved with a guy like Micah Parsons, with a coach that knows what he's doing schematically, like Dan Quinn. I just believe that they're going to be better defensively. Not perfect, not amazing, not great, not historic, but better. That's all I've ever said. Okay. And the total amount of points for this game, I think it will be a little bit more high scoring. I'm going to go with it being a really close game. I think neither team breaks the 30-point mark, but neither team is under 20. So I'm going to go with a score of 24-27. Cowboys win it in the end. 27 Cowboys, 24 Eagles. And 27 plus 24 is, let me get my calendar. What? Sorry, let me get my calculator because I'm a dum-dum and math was my worst class. So 27 plus 24 equals 51. We're going 51 total points. It's on the screen now. You guys see it there. I'm very happy with these picks, predictions, and all that. And because I didn't mark it on the actual sheet, I just marked it randomly on this paper, and it wasn't even lined up with the matchups I'm reading on this football spreadsheet I have in front of me. But I will have to watch this recording back and just see what teams I picked. And oh my god, we're at 30 minutes. Oh my god, it's going to be the longest video. I was thinking it was going to be the shortest. Fuck me, I can't do it. I can't make a short video. I can't, for the life of me. Oh god, fuck me in the ass. Whatever, it's all good. I'll go back, look at the picks, mark them on the sheet. I'm really feeling good about this one. I think we're only going to lose 3 or 4 games. I think we're losing 3 games. That's my honest prediction. Because a few of these aren't going to go my way. I think the Giants one we could lose very easily. I think that the Bengals Steelers game we could lose easily. The Steelers, if they have their healthy players, they might be able to do something. And they'd prove me wrong. I think that the Washington team could upset the Bills, but I think that one's more unlikely.
I'm pretty confident in
Pretty much all my other picks, although I could definitely, like I said earlier, see the Bucs beating the Rams, and I could definitely see the Vikings beating the Seahawks, especially because the Vikings are at home, especially because the Bucs are so elite. So we could have a few losses, but I don't think we'll have a worse record than we had in week 2, which was 10-5. So my honest thought is 13-3, which I think will be enough to win me the pool. However, if someone else goes 12-2 this week, even though 13-3 wins me last week, it won't win me this week. So I wish you guys the best of luck in all of your future betting endeavors, and I hope this video helped you out in one way or the other. I'm going to get busy editing it because, you know, trust me, these are sons of bitches to edit. And the week 2 recap, brand new screen. Tell me what you guys think of that. I hope you liked it because I put a lot of effort into those lines, and I think it makes it look more organized, and I think it's cleaner, and I think it feels less like vomit on the screen, like how the week 1 recap felt. So I'm always looking for improvements and changes to make to this series, and I think that was a big one for me, and I think it's going to make my life a lot easier as well because, well, you know, just because. Anyways, I just noticed that top line is kind of covering the P. Does that bother you guys? It doesn't really bother me, but it does if it bothers you. Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. I love you guys. Just fucking be smart with your money. And take this advice with a grain of salt, because obviously everyone that's a human being has a little bit of bias in their voice. I try my best to not be biased in these picks, but, you know, I got to admit, the Falcons one, I was a little biased, you know. The first comment I got on this series was, you know, where cheering for the Dirty Birds, basically. So, you know, I felt like maybe that was a sign. So we'll see what happens with that game, but either way, man, I wish you guys the best of luck. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys and I will see you football fans later. Football legends, gods, and fans later.